welcome everyone. We have a special
Hello.
guest on today. Maybe Kyrissa, you can introduce yourself to
Yeah,
us.
sure. My name is Kyrissa.
Nice.
Kyrissa Kolisnyk.
Mhm.
I am Canadian, but I studied in New Zealand at Wycliffe.
We
I
studied
moved there when
together?
I was 15. I'm currently in Canada. We moved back at the end
Nice.
of 2019, just before the pandemic hit. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right
Nice,
now in
nice.
Canada.
That's cool. I'm jealous.
Yeah.
We can also maybe say, I can mention that we both studied together, so this is kind of cool
Yeah.
to chat about it.
Yeah,
And
sounds good.
we were all very close.
Mhm.
Try to maybe motivate the people that are in their classes that you can still be best friends or friends with the people that
Yeah.
that you studied with, even though
Yeah.
there's always
Oh, definitely. You
exactly,
guys are
which is
like
super cool.
still like I keep in contact
Always.
with you guys a
Exactly.
lot. So
we try to.
definitely.
At least we try to.
Yeah. I mean, as
Yeah.
much as you can when you
Yeah.
live halfway across the world from
Exactly.
each other. But no, I definitely rate you guys as like
Super
really
special.
good friends of mine.
Yeah.
So you definitely meet people there that you'll make friends for life there
Yeah,
for sure.
100%.
Yeah,
And I mean,
definitely.
we also
Definitely.
you're seeing each other every single day for 4 years. It's a long
Yeah.
time, and it's always weird when
is.
you when you finish, and it's just like it was just weird. There's like almost like hole in your life because you're just like, what now, you know?
Yeah.
I like
I
that
know,
totally
it
hit
was-
me. It was so weird,
Yeah.
like so
It
hard.
was so weird because I was like gone after that.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
and
so weird.
I didn't
so was I.
expect to. Hey.
So was I as well. I left for Sweden.
You
Yeah.
left too. Yeah. I didn't expect though. Like, no one expected this. Obviously, like I thought I would be maybe away for a bit and then like make my way back. Like,
Yeah.
I definitely want to come back for sure. Like, if it's just for a visit, anyways. But didn't foresee any of this happening at all. It was so crazy. Like, my sister and I went over to the UK.
Oh yeah, you did. Yeah, I
I
remember
think
that.
in
Yeah.
February.
Yeah.
And then we were hearing things like while we were over there,
From
and
what was
we
happening.
made it back like just in time.
Yeah.
Basically.
That's crazy.
So that was crazy, but I'm so glad we went. It's just making me like want to go over again, like
Yeah,
or
to
just
the UK.
travel, man. Hey, yeah,
the UK,
It was awesome. We went to Ireland,
Why not New Zealand?
Scotland. I was just there. Just went.
Yeah, okay, fam. now you want to be in New
I'll
Zealand?
be
No,
back.
maybe not.
I'll be back
Yeah.
soon.
Don't come
Hopefully.
now. It's not worth it.
No. I don't have an extra like $4,000.
$4,000. Do you actually even if you're a citizen, do you still have to? You're a citizen.
I'm not a citizen.
Oh no, you're a permanent resident though, right?
I'm permanent resident, but
Yeah.
I don't know how that works. I don't know if, like, on my thing it says indefinite, so
Oh really?
I
I
don't
didn't-
know if there's rules with that though. I don't know
Oh,
if
okay.
I need to like if you need to be back after a certain amount of like period of time,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
to keep it active basically.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I don't know. I have to look more into that.
Just
But
come back soon.
if it does, then that makes a good excuse to come back.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
so this is a little, I guess, like a 5 minute, well, not 5 minute. It's however long it is, but it's a bit of a hangout, maybe to talk with past students and to introduce other people to what you did and what you were up to, which is really cool. So maybe we've got a few questions that we prepared. So maybe we can start with the first one, which is actually no. Let's not do the let's not do the official first one because
Since I'm in Canada.
yeah. Okay, let's start with let's start with like the whole COVID situation. Like how
Okay.
when you're in Canada, how is that panning out? Like what did you guys how was lockdown? Did you guys
Yeah.
even have lockdown?
It was crazy. So we got here. We didn't have like a house. Like my parents didn't have a house, so there wasn't enough room for my sister and I to stay in my grandma's house. So we lived with my cousins, and because daycare was shut down, they had a 2-year-old at the time. He was 2 at the time. He's 3 now. But the daycares were shut down. So for 3 months, my sister and I basically like were his caregivers for that time because we also were like brand new. My sister's a paramedic, so she was like figuring out her registration and like everything that had to go with that. And then I was just like, didn't have a clue what I wanted to do. And so I was just chilling. But yeah, 3 months, basically as caregivers. And while we were trying to find work and whatnot. And yeah, it was crazy. And then I joined some assistant groups here. Well, I was in Calgary. So I joined some assistant groups on Facebook. And whilst I was like looking up, you know, studio spaces, other photographers and whatnot. But what I've come to learn is that the scene here, and what I've been told is that like it's basically word of mouth, and you don't find things online. Like you have to, you put yourself out there, right? And then people come and like you. Is
this like commercially or like commercially?
Just anything.
Just in
like
general.
Anything like photographic wise. Yeah. So I reached out. I saw a post on one of the assistant pages for a company that I was going to reach out to. Yeah. And so they were saying they always are looking for assistants. So I was like, perfect. So I reached out to them, and they were like, yeah. If you're all on board with this, then I'll put you on the list. And I was like, cool, sweet, like easiest interview I've ever done. And then I got called for to assist, and then I've been with them since March, because they kind of shut down during Christmas time. I was gonna start in September with them, but then COVID kind of hit really hard for us. Yeah. And they stopped using assistants and whatnot. So
what are you shooting?
So I've been with them since March.
What have you been doing?
And it's been I've been assisting for them. So
what do they do?
They are a stock photography business.
That's so cool.
Yeah, they do stock photography.
That's so sick.
They are super creative with it. So we're always at like a different location. Like we're shooting in the city, we're shooting on a farm, we're shooting out in the mountains.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's really cool.
It's
really, and you get to meet a whole bunch of different people. And everything. It's really awesome.
Is there money in stock photography?
Oh.
Is it actually?
Yes.
Really? Yeah.
One of their major clients are banks.
Oh,
so
wow.
Banks will use their images to, let's say, like if someone was wanting to start up a small business, then we shoot the small businesses, and they can use those images to be like, here's get a loan for your small business, and use those images and whatnot. So they're a really big client of theirs. So cool. It's pretty cool. Yeah. Lots of money in it. Yeah. Definitely.
That's sick.
But yeah, it's awesome, and it's a small group. So there was 4 photographers, and then they rotated. So it would be 2 crews. So 2 photographers, and then the other 2 were art directors. So you're working with the same people each shoot, which is awesome.
That's super cool.
Everyone's so great there too.
That's good.
Yeah. So yeah, I've been doing that, and then I've also been doing other assisting work for another photographer, and that's studio based. So that's for a company, a big company out here, which is awesome. I don't know how much I can disclose.
Nah, it's all good. Fair, but that's so cool. I didn't actually know that. That's so sick.
It's in the studio though, so I'm working with lights and everything, which is awesome.
Yeah, that's so good.
And I get to meet so many new people through that too, it's just amazing. Everyone's been super nice out here, which is really nice. But they've all said, it's word of mouth. Like you can't just Google it, unfortunately. And it was really hard because I was like, no, I know no one out here. So it's all about like connections and knowing people. And it was. I've been pretty lucky. So
I feel like the commercial, like I think in general, just like it's a lot of it is word of mouth though. Like
definitely.
Cool.
I think that's like everywhere.
It's pretty hard.
And definitely.
I mean,
it's hard. I think it's a smaller community out here. That's what I've gotten from it, and compared to like Vancouver or something. There's a lot out there, but so it's nice. It's nice out here. I'm enjoying it so far. It was a different turn, but I'm trying to just make the most of it. And
that's so cool.
Yeah, do what I can. Basically, I do have another part-time job that's not in the photo world. But I think everyone has that right now.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, you gotta hustle, and then it's like it always, and then eventually it just comes. It's so weird. Like it honestly happens.
It does. Yeah, it does.
It's like
for sure.
But it's definitely scary. Are you gonna go? Do you reckon you're gonna go? Are you gonna go full time at some point? Are you gonna get rid of it? Your part-time job, or
the goal? I definitely, that's the goal, and the other job has been very supportive of that, and
cool.
Right now have been transitioning into that.
Ooh, nice.
But COVID is
it's scary, eh?
It's a thing, so we just don't know like what's gonna happen if we were able to go mask free for a bit there, but now they're bringing it back, which is like whatever. It's fine with me. Like it's not a big deal. I just hope that it doesn't shut down because I can't work from home with those jobs.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's true. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So I can't exactly quit the other job just yet because otherwise
it helps a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to have something stable, like you know exactly how much what's coming in.
Yeah, and it's like it's healthcare, so it's always going to be needed. So
that's so good. That's good, especially now times is good.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Now, second question is, so we've talked about that stuff. So now, who inspires you? Who, when you were studying at Wycliffe, did you, who influenced your work? I know you made a list.
Yeah. My last.
Yeah. So maybe
project.
you can talk to what your project was about. For those people who don't know, because I'm gonna put up some images now. And then you can potentially just even your concept and what you were working on during that time.
Yeah.
It's so hard to remember. It's half the stuff.
I know.
It's so hard. I haven't thought.
I just went over it again because of the exhibition that I'm going to be in.
Oh, nice.
Coming up.
Yeah.
Because it's like touches on the same thing.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I know. I had to go back over it because
it's
oh man,
it's so crazy. It's like ironic. Like you look at it for 4 years, or like you look at it for like a year non-stop.
A year, right?
And then you complete you just don't. I have no idea what I did. Like I know what I did, but like I can't tell you my artist type. I have no idea what it was about. So
I know.
It's pretty scary.
Wait, I have like a couple, and I was like, this is definitely not my final one.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure.
Yeah.
But so my project, I started it. It started in Hobsonville. That in that suburban community, it continued there as well. But I started looking at like the architecture out there. That's what drew me to that neighborhood. I thought it was really neat and stuff. So I started like strip back black and white film, and I just looked at the architecture. But kind of what I started noticing more were those unnoticed moments that people just pass by and don't think twice about in a way. So the gestures and moments that go unnoticed or underappreciated by many, basically that's what I started to look at and photograph, and it's kind of where it led. And then it went into like the whole way of like how we live, basically. It went down that route of like habitation and way of life, and how areas affect how you live, and an area that you live in definitely can affect who you are and how like you function, and just like the last place I was living in was horrible. Like the scenery was just like boring, and that's big for me to say because I like boring. Like I like those banal moments, those little things, but it was just terrible. So, like I looked at that, and I looked at like, how does this place like affect how you live, basically, and I came to realize that the Hobsonville is an urban planned community compared to an urban sprawl. So the difference is that urban sprawl is just like houses, rows of houses, like no thought into basically the residents that live in there, and urban planned is like they think about the residents, and they think about transportation, physical activity, and just the design, and then like shops that are walking distance and everything. So it came to be more about that. It was nice to explore that space for the year and just like have it unfold basically. And it was still under development, so there was a lot of construction going on, and it was cool to see the changes in such a short period of time, you know. Yeah. So that's kind of what it was about. Like, so I was like, I'm trying to look at like the photos that I have because it has been a while. Basically that's it. I think I explored during the day and during night as well, just to see like how basically the light was hitting differently and what it was like, the feeling it kind of evoked during those different days. And you were looking at, who were you looking at? What was like your? I was looking at, you know, Robert Adams was like a big one because he was also, oh my God, he was a part of the new topographics. How many people are looking at. I think there's a few people at Wycliffe at the moment that are in photo media that are looking at new topographics. Which is quite cool. That was a big one, right? Yeah, it's huge. They looked at the American Suburban. Yeah. Well, exactly. Some of the artists, they did look at the American Suburban, and so he was a big one. Like Robert Adams is a big one, and I've always loved Vivian Meyer's work too, and how she used like 6x6 medium format, and she was like unknown during her time until she passed away. So I think that story is amazing, and if no one has looked into that, definitely they should. It's one of my favorite. Nice. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I'm like on the fence about the whole thing because like I don't know, like did she want to be known? And like if she didn't, then she was known. Like I don't know. But her work is amazing, and I'm glad I'm able to experience it and see it. And yeah, it's a great story for sure. That's so cool. So yeah, people like kind of in that era, and like Robert Adams and Paul Graham, who's a great artist too, great photographer. And I looked at there's a website, Landscape Stories. I went on there quite a bit to read interviews and like find new artists and stuff. And I did not know about this website. Also like just like, you know, with us in the digital age, like Instagram is a big one. Yeah. Definitely, and like trying to put my work out there on Instagram too, and looking at other artists and stuff. I think I've done a lot more now because I've had time to. But it's important. There's lots of artists. Lots of artists there. I was following a Calgary-based photographer for a while, Chris Malloy. And I loved his work. His work's amazing. Oh, I remember that. Yeah. When we came over in end of 2019, February 2020, he had an exhibition on, and I was like, "This is amazing! I'm in the same country, and he has an exhibition on. I'm gonna go and meet him." Yeah. And I did meet him, and he's amazing. He's so awesome. He's always like, any questions you have, just send them through. So we follow each other on Instagram. It's pretty cool. Oh, I remember you. I remember you talking about that dude. Yeah. He's an amazing photographer and all around really cool guy. So he was a big influence, and there's so many people on Instagram now that you can connect with. Like the community is great. The film community on Instagram is just so amazing. You meet so many people. I have people from like California, other parts of Canada. Like the UK, it's so cool. Like New Zealand. Don't underestimate the power of social media. It's like pretty crazy. Right? I've met so many people on there, and they're just so amazing. So definitely, that was where the inspiration kind of came from. Lots of photo books are amazing. I wish I had more money to buy them. That's just another addiction that's costing me a lot of money. One of the guys who studied with is like Hamish, who is like literally a book buying addict. Well, they're just. I mean, I would be the same. You'd be the same. Money. I feel like that's all he spends his money on, though. To be honest. I found this one book. I found not a book. He's an artist, but he just put out a book. Yeah. Or a photographer, and he's just put out a book, and I'm like, oh man, like I want to buy it, but shipping is like
price.
$25 US, and it's like it would and then customs might cost the customs.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I want it so bad, but I'll wait for it.
One day. Let's talk about your most memorable moment at Wycliffe.
Oh man.
Watch out what you say.
I had many.
Nah,
Definitely had many. Lots involving you, Jono.
Thank you. Nah, I hope that's a good thing. Nah, I don't know if memorable. I don't know if memorable is good or not.
Yeah. No, 100%.
Okay,
good.
Cool. That's
memorable
good.
Moments.
100%. No,
totally.
I agree. Me too.
I mean, every day with you guys for sure.
It's so good. We definitely we definitely got on each other's nerves. I think sometimes. I feel but that's normal. I reckon that is 100% normal. Yeah, 100%. And that makes
that's
you.
how I am with like my siblings. So that's how you know you have a good bond.
We pretty much were siblings at some point. Like I feel like that's kind of that's what ends up happening, and it's like you're essentially roommates for 4 years. There's no wonder.
I mean, I was pretty happy to have you guys as my uni roommates. So it was awesome. I got pretty lucked out with you guys. I agree. Sure.
I feel like
so much support. Like
it was really cool. I feel like it's so nice. Like that was like the one thing at Wycliffe when it was so small that we got to that we were actually able to give each other our opinions, which was when you're that close, you know that it's coming from a good place and not necessarily like you're trying to screw each other over, you know, which is so cool.
Oh, definitely.
That's super special.
I mean, we were all doing pretty different things.
Yeah, we say like we worked on similar things when it came to like suburbia and when it came to the areas that we live in and psychogeography and all that kind of stuff, which was really cool.
It was cool. Like I like it's nice to see like different perspectives and different neighborhoods because not like you wouldn't be in my neighborhood or the neighborhood I was shooting in all the time, and I wouldn't be in yours, and the landscape is totally different. Like in Auckland in general, or just New Zealand in general, like at different places that you go, like you could just see the different kind of art, like architecture is 100%. So different in each place, and even though it's like same, like. And I'll see things now, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's totally New Zealand."
Yeah,
for sure. Where it's tagged or like where it's shot, and I'm like, "It's New Zealand." Like it's awesome. I love that.
So cool.
But I guess like most memorable going back.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, go.
Most memorable moment. It's got to be the end of year exhibition.
100%.
In our fourth year, it was cool. It was pretty awesome to see everyone's work up, and like it was super. It was like bittersweet though.
Yeah, it was.
Leaving,
yeah. And there was definitely like an emotional like part to it as well. Like you're very proud of the people that you were with and seeing it there. Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, I just knew that I wasn't gonna see you guys every day.
Yeah.
Like, oh man. And that added like I'm like thousands of miles away as well.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
And no one foreseed this whole like being stuck at home. So I definitely thought I would have come back by now, but what can you do? Like just trying to make that money, save that money.
It'll happen. I did it.
It'll happen. Yeah, exactly.
I was like, see ya.
Yeah, right? I'm coming back. I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to come back.
Jono can do that too. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's special.
Yeah, definitely that was most memorable. Like it was just so awesome to see everyone's work up and like how they displayed it all and how different it all was. Like it was all different. Like we were a small class, but no one did the same.
Exactly, that's what I was going to say. Like
so different.
We both did, but I think it was kind of cool. Like it was definitely like a it's like tricky when you do the same, like when you work on the same subject matter, which is like that's 100%. You end up having similarities to it. But I think it's cool when it ended up being so different.
The meaning behind our projects were so different.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah,
and I mean you talked about like urban. What was it? Urban sprawl and urban
planning.
Yeah, urban planning.
Sprawl.
And Flatbush is just like urban sprawl.
Urban sprawl.
Like literally, like that's all it is.
100%,
Like it's so it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool how it's so different but kind of similar in a way.
Exactly. Fun. Yeah. No. Definitely that was most memorable. I have fond memories of that day. It was just seeing everyone, like all the people in our spaces,
all dressed
looking at our work, checking it out.
All dressed up and drinking wine and eating cheese. Let's be real.
Yeah,
exactly. Okay. next question. Why choose Wycliffe? Why did you choose Wycliffe? What was like the original thing? You know, was it
my story?
Was it the way
how I chose Wycliffe? Well,
was
you know what? It's funny.
Yeah.
With the whole like before our first year, I mean, I knew someone that was in Wycliffe. She was in design though. So yeah, she was in graphic design, and she told me she was at Wycliffe and whatnot. So I had that already. I had that idea. And then I wanted to apply the year before, but I missed out on the date. So
what? That's so I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Yeah,
but that's like
yeah.
You realize we wouldn't have been in the same class, right?
We wouldn't have been.
Like that's crazy.
I mean, I loved everyone in the year above us.
Yeah.
Everyone in the year below us were cool. I took a year off. I took a year to work.
Yeah.
And then came back to Canada. This was 2015. So I came back to Canada for Christmas and whatnot. And then, but I had applied that year to like come the next year, 2016. So, but it's funny because I totally missed the open days.
Yeah.
The open days.
Yeah, I didn't go to the open days.
There was so much during the orientation that I just didn't know.
Yeah,
same. I didn't go to the open days.
Same
like
here.
I had no idea. I was so slack. I was like, oh yeah, whatever. And then I was like, I was like, wait, the open days? Like I didn't even know about all this. So I had no idea, but I just knew that like I had known about Whitecliffe since high school though as well. So I knew, and like they were just a reputable school. So I was thinking about going to Wellington too. So it was either those two, but I was like, okay, I don't think I can leave home just yet.
There's a calling.
So I chose Whitecliffe, and it was, I got an interview, and I got in, which was great because I didn't have a backup plan. So it was like that or nothing.
That's crazy.
It was that or back to working retail. So I'm definitely, I'm glad it worked out. And I had a good
time. So for like, I was just going to say this is similar to this question as well, like in terms of why you chose it, but like for people that would be, for example, wanting to go to Whitecliffe or thinking about it, would you say there are advantages of being at Wycliffe for what Wycliffe is and what it doesn't in terms of like even just having like, I don't know, even for myself it was just like the idea of having like smaller classrooms, maybe just like also speak to like also all those what do you call them, all those critiques that we had, you know, which like they stress so much about like the fact that, you know, you'll never ever get that again in a safe space, you know, even though it's hard, but like you know, it is safe, you know, so
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Like, I'm on the same page. What I loved, I'm just this kind of person though too.
Yeah.
I loved how small, tight-knit our classes were, and how it wasn't just like overflowing with a whole bunch of students. And you got to know your lecturers so well, and you know, that's what I really enjoyed about it, and I still have those connections today with the lecturers and the everyone that was in the class. So that's what I loved that aspect of Whitecliffe for sure. Cool. That was really a big bonus for me because I just thrive off of smaller hands-on classes.
Yeah, fair.
I would just get lost in big ones. I'm more on the
and even
side,
even our big lectures, we weren't in classes of like 1,000 people. Like it was still like 20-30 people, you know, like it wasn't many, which is so cool.
Yeah, exactly. So if your phone went off in class, everyone would hear it. And
everyone sat right at the back end.
I don't know why my maps went off one day, and it was like, starting your route. And I was like, oh my.
That's so funny.
The critiques were, we would always be so nice to each other, though. In the critiques.
Until year 4, and then we were like, sod it, we know each other better enough. Yeah. We know each other enough that we can actually be honest with each other. Which is true.
Like, you're slacking.
No, but actually, I feel like it actually changed. It changed so much. Like, you know, like it changed so much from like being really nice to each other. But then also like, there's like a degree of like, where you kind of also have to be honest. And I think the lecturers like pushed us actually to be like
definitely.
to actually come up with stuff
Yeah.
that's relevant and actually useful for someone else to take away. Because it's not necessarily
exactly.
bad, you know, like it can be hard sometimes, but people have different opinions and they're different.
Totally.
Yeah, which is cool.
No, I thought it was good because it pushed you further and like thinking in your thinking and photo making, or for us photo making, being in photo media. I think that was really good. Like you need that though, and you know, sometimes you get a little bit upset or you know, but later on you realize, you know, I needed that. I need that push. I need to do these things because this is gonna better my thinking and art making basically.
And it was so it was so personal as well. Like all those critiques were because we had like such small classes. Like you're not every lecturer knows your work by heart, you know, which is so cool.
Yeah,
you know?
and you know, like because everyone knows everything. It's like, okay, you know my work really well too.
Yeah.
So you know what you're saying is right. So I have to take that. I have to take that on board. And usually, like everyone was so good, and like, that you would take it on board, and then they would just make even more amazing work after. So it was like, definitely.
So true.
That's my answer.
Nice. I love it. Okay, and final question. What are you currently working on? Which actually we didn't even talk about this before, so I actually have no idea what you're doing.
No.
So it's kind of cool.
No, it's I am working on something.
It's in your fridge. And, that's all I know.
It's it's in my fridge. No.
Nice. No, you don't have to. You don't have to. Maybe you don't have to like fully explain it. Like in the sense of like you don't have to. If you've got stuff that you don't want to share, don't share.
Yeah, no. There's not much going on with it right now, so it will be a very quick answer. Okay. So I'm working on a project, my own personal project. It's been in kind of. Well, in my head for years now. I've always wanted to come back to Canada and make images out in the prairies because that's where I'm originally from.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Prairies, flatlands, farmers, and stuff like that.
Red Solo cups. No,
yeah. So I've always wanted to come back and make work about that. So, but I've been living in a totally different city in a different province than I grew up in. It's cool. It's really interesting to explore these new places, and I have the best of both worlds basically because I'm close to the mountains and I'm close to the prairies, so I have that mixture and I can go out to both if I want to. But
I hate you so
it's
much.
Mostly focused on the prairies. And hey,
I hate you so much. You're so lucky. You have no idea.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, I know I'm trying to make a point of making more trips out to the mountains because they're not that far from here. They're like 45 minutes from where I am right now. Oh my goodness me. Yeah.
Stop.
So you gotta come out here.
So much.
When everything's settled down, you have a place to stay.
That's
so
amazing. It's so good.
No, it's great. It's underway. I've shot a few roles. They need to be developed. So
it's exciting.
It's interesting. I'm doing a bit of research and whatnot. So yeah, it's basically it's like. It's going back to those roots and other little things just unfold while you do it. So so I'm kind of working on that right now, but it's hard with
lockdown.
Trying to work and make money at the same time.
Yeah,
pay
of
for
course.
all that film. And
yeah,
whatnot.
Of course. Yeah.
I'm developing. So, but I'm trying to cut down costs and develop myself. So the upfront cost is a lot, but once you get it, it definitely pays off. So I'm in the process of doing that. And I'm a part of an exhibition that is happening in New Zealand, which is awesome. It's called Into the Vernacular. There's a few photographers from New Zealand. There's a few from the US. I think there's one from Italy. It's pretty cool. It's,
Dave is in it?
Dave?
Yeah.
Dave
is in it? That's really cool.
Dave is in it, which is awesome. So they're on Instagram called Into the Vernacular. It's been postponed though. It was supposed to happen from the 2nd to the 4th of September, but because you guys went into lockdown, that unfortunately couldn't happen. But they're looking at October, I believe. Nice. So once it comes out in October, definitely go check it out. I'll be there on Zoom or whatever.
Are they doing that? Are they going to do that? Are they going to do like a live thing?
Yeah.
What? No way.
I think so. Yeah.
That's
if
cool.
Not, then I'll like get Dave to get on there.
Yeah, nice.
I could be a part of it. But
that's sick.
Yeah, I've been asked to do that, which is awesome.
That's
and huge. There's a magazine that's just come out. It's called Banal Mag. Banal Magazine, Banal Mag cool. on Instagram. They asked me to be a part of their issue too. So cool. I have a few images in there, and it came out middle of August, I believe. So I think you can still purchase them. I'm still waiting on mine, but I think they're based in the UK. So
that's huge. That's so cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. So I'm stoked to see it. I've been seeing some people receiving them, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it looks amazing. So I'm stoked to see that. But so yeah, that's kind of what's been happening, and then just work and just definitely trying to work on my projects and my own photography, whilst doing assistant work and healthcare work and whatnot. So yeah, life's crazy, but it's interesting right now. Definitely interesting. Just trying to get through it day by day.
That's so cool. That's perfect.
Yeah.
That's honestly amazing. That's I think
that's
all. That's us.